2016, I remember sitting in the library at SPU. I was in seminary at another school, the Seattle school, but I often went to SPU to do research because it was closer to my house. I don't really remember what I was researching, but I do remember going around and amassing a very large collection of books in my little desk cubicle. And after I got each and every book that in any way could possibly pertain to my topic, I started leafing through them, marking the parts that were relevant so that I could scan them, use later. Out of my giant stack, I probably got through 3 or 4 books before I noticed the staff whispering to each other. Then they kind of fanned out across the floor and gathered us all together like chickens, telling us to leave all of our stuff, to hurry, to go into this conference room. Once they were satisfied that we were all there, they had us sit and huddle in the far side of the room. They closed and locked the door, and they turned off the light. They told us they weren't sure what was happening, but there was a threat of violence on campus. I started Googling on my phone. There was nothing immediately coming up. Then another staff member came in and whispered to the other one. And it was at that point that they told us, there has been a shooting on campus. The police are not sure how many people were involved, but they believe a second gunman is somewhere on upper campus where the library was. So we need to stay here and we need to stay calm. I texted Amanda and told her where I was. Some of the others in the room cried a little bit. I mostly just felt numb. I didn't feel particularly scared. I didn't rehearse what I would do if a gunman entered the room. I didn't pray for deliverance or for the perpetrators to spontaneously just drop dead. I didn't list my regrets or what I would do if I got through this and would amend my life some way. I sat there. I watched things unfold on the police blotter in the news. I thought about how stressful this must be for Amanda. But mostly, I just waited. I don't know how long we were in there. I do remember it getting really hot and kind of sour smelling with so many people crammed into a small room. Some of the other students were getting conflicting reports via text messages from their friends. 3 dead, 2 to 5 gunmen, coordinated attack in multiple buildings. One was outside the cafeteria, maybe in the library. They were holding hostages. I don't even remember them all. And then one staff member got a call and said we could go. The suspect was apprehended and the campus was clear. We could take our stuff and leave. That was it. I told Amanda I was safe and I grabbed my messenger bag and walked to my car and drove home. I didn't feel anything. Or I didn't have the words to put to what I was feeling. No sense of relief, no gratefulness for being okay. I was sad for the victim. I was confused about the shooter. And I didn't want it to be quiet in my car. So I put on a playlist that I had on my phone, aptly named Melancholia. which I had created for those times, when you just need some songs that will make you cry or greet you in your sorrow. The first song that came up when it was on shuffle was Pearl Jam's Last Kiss. Then was a cover of an old folk song called This Little Bird. And then I was home. In the end, there was one gunman. He killed a student before others tackled him. And his motive? He got the impression that SPU was a close-knit community, so killing there would cause a lot of pain. People extended their thoughts and prayers for yet another senseless killing. Some praised God that it wasn't worse. I don't know how the victim's family feels about that. Thoughts and prayers. Always thoughts and prayers. The thoughts and prayers didn't stop the gun violence that happened this week either, or the week before that. The first reading we heard today introduces us to a young slave girl. She takes a liking to Paul and Silas. She has a demon in her that allows her to make predictions, which is actually helping her owners to make quite a bit of money. I think it's actually kind of a cute scene. She knows that she is a slave, and she sees Paul and Silas and believes them to be slaves of God. So she follows after them, saying, "These men are slaves of the Most High God, who proclaim to you a way of salvation." But Paul, curmudgeon that he is, didn't like that too much. In fact, he gets annoyed with her. And it's only at this point when Paul is annoyed, that he exorcises her demon. "I order you in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her." He doesn't even talk to her, just to the demon. He doesn't do it to help her or because he has pity on her like Jesus has done. He just wanted her to be quiet. So he got that demon out. It's interesting, many commentators have assumed that since her demon is gone, she's no longer a slave. I actually have no idea how they came to that conclusion. The text never says that. Her demon is gone. Her owners are upset that they will lose their income. But she remains very much enslaved. Paul only addressed part of her problem. Apparently, the part that was the most bothersome to him. To put it in common day terms, his thoughts and his prayers were with her, which helped with her spiritual issues, but didn't touch on the existential problem of slavery. It wasn't enough. Despite how much they get thrown around, thoughts and prayers are never enough. Especially when the people offering them see a mass shooting on a Tuesday and on Sunday attend an NRA rally in the same state. No. Thoughts and prayers are only helpful when they stir the one saying them to action. Nothing will change. Nothing. Until beautiful and fragile human lives mean more to people than guns and money, power. And it grieves me so deeply, because I don't know if that will ever change. It scares me. That makes me sad. It makes me angry. But once again, I don't come close to having the words to describe it. I recently learned of Margaret Bennett, who is a Scottish folklorist and singer. When she lost her young son Martin to cancer, it was only through singing sad and melancholy songs that she was able to get out the breadth and the depth of emotions that she was never able to express with words. She said, "What you can't say, you can often sing." Capitalizing on her wisdom, I often do just that. So I don't have the words right now, but I do have a song. I listened to this little bird on my way home from SPU in 2016. I sing it to myself when I am so broken that I can do nothing else. There's a little bird somebody sent down to the earth to live on the wind, blowing on the wind, and she sleeps on the wind. This little bird somebody sent, light and fragile and feather sky blue, thin and graceful, the sun shining through. She flies so high up in the sky, way out of reach of human eye. Light and fragile and feather sky blue, thin and graceful, the sun shining through. And the only time that she touches the ground is when that little bird is when that little bird is when that little bird dies.